I'm Vincent Peach, a jewelry designer based in Nashville, Tennessee. If you're enjoying these behind-the-scenes stories, hit the subscribe button and help us keep them coming. In the last episode, we prepared my boat Kingdom for the adventure of a lifetime. We caught up with old friends, met businesses helping to keep us safe at sea, and got our first taste of underwater adventures ahead. In this episode, we make our final preparations to cross the Gulf of America. We explore the history of the United States Coast Guard, swim along underwater giants in the Dry Tortugas, and finally arrive in Mexico. Join us as we cross the Gulf of America aboard Kingdom, my 60-foot Selene expedition yacht. If you've been following my series, you know we're about to set sail aboard my expedition yacht Kingdom for the Southern Caribbean. And we're here in Key West knocking out a few more things on my punch list before we can cast off. All right, so now we've got this throttle slave drive off the wing engine. This is literally the only thing keeping us from leaving the dock right now. That O-ring right there is our problem, I believe. We won't know until we get it open, but anyway, let's go down to Key West Marine Hardware Supply and see what they've got. I hate going to these places because I'm always buying something else. It's never ending. No luck. You know, we've been preparing for this for several months now, and this teeny little seal is keeping us from leaving. Luckily, a very friendly member of the Ace Hardware staff has agreed to let me use their workshop so I can modify this tool to help us get underway. It's definitely working. That is a broken seal. I'm going to overnight a seal kit from Hynautics, and we should be good to go. Tomorrow I can have this put back together. Here we are, one of my favorite places on the planet, right here in Key West at the Mel Fisher Maritime Museum. This place has fascinated me since I was a teenager. I got my scuba diving license right down the road at 16 with my family, and we came through here, and he had recently just found this amazing hoard of gold, silver, rubies and emeralds, and I guess the whole world was just enthralled and fascinated with it, as was I. So we're going to go in and check it out. Behind me is the anchors that they found from the Etosha and the Santa Maria that sunk in 1622. But the real impressive stuff is the gold, silver, and emeralds and rubies. So let's go check it out.
So Mel Fisher was interested in diving from an early age. He went to California at some point, and he just had this lifelong desire for adventure.
As I recall correctly, the Florida government wanted to seize the booty.
Yeah, right, exactly. I think that Mel was, expected that the Florida government would want to have some part of it, and he made an offer to them, and they said, no, that's not good enough, we want it all. Ultimately, it was determined by the Supreme Court that Mel was entitled to everything, finders keepers.
As a jewelry designer, I'm always fascinated about the techniques our ancestors used hundreds of years ago.
Each piece come together by a link. I mean, just
no modern technology, no torches. They would have to use basically a pipe that tapered, and they would blow on it in front of a flame to create a torch. And that's how they would. That's how they would solder.
Yeah, this is one of the more extraordinary finds.
If you're in Key West, you have to stop by the Mel Fisher Museum and say hi to Catherine. This place is absolutely amazing. Now that we're about to embark on an ocean adventure, I think it's only right that we visit the people that are looking out for us, the U.S. Coast Guard.
It is the most highly decorated ship in all history of the U.S. Coast Guard. Wow. That's because it was in all of World War II, the Vietnam War as well. From that, it's got 15 battle stars, 19 blue ribbons, and 2 presidential citations from 2 different presidents.
Walking through history like this reminds me of how lucky we are that we live in an age of technology. But it's the ingenuity of the people that came before us that have made today's world possible. This ship is almost 100 years old. That's absolutely insane. And still floating, 1-inch steel sides, very impressive. This is my kind of afternoon. I love this. It's a beautiful little chapel to worship in. It's nice that they have that. So here's your turbine engines, and here is your power generator. There's actually 2 for the ship. Massive pieces of equipment. Can you connect me to the concierge, please? Yes, like 1 bottle of Dom Perignon and some caviar. 20 minutes, no problem. All right, we're all set. Back on the bikes, we decided to see what else Key West has to offer.
How are these bikes?
Oh, they're the best. Magicycle, I love them. I can't imagine a better e-bike. This thing's got power, it's got range, it's got comfort. It's got the fat tires for the beach and off-road. And basically, it's like a motorcycle, but it's legal in every country without a license. We love it. Yeah, it's nice. I always love visiting Key West. It feels frozen in time. A place where art, exploration, and adventure are all part of everyday life. No, 86 steps. I'm definitely out of shape, but it was worth every step because what a view. You see where that tile roof is? That is the most southern point in the United States. And a lot of people that have been to Key West have taken a picture in front of the big southernmost point of the United States marker. Over here, you'll see Mount Trashmore, which is the highest point in the Keys, which used to be a landfill. No trip would be complete to Key West without visiting the southernmost point in the United States, also the most photographed and visited. I am grateful for the extra time that we have had here, but I'm itching to set sail and begin the adventure. All right, so we are down to the wire in the last days before we leave. We're waiting on an O-ring kit, and we have the electricians who drove down from Miami. They are finalizing putting some more solar panels on the boat and finishing up some work that they weren't able to do in time. And hopefully, if we get everything done in time today, we'll be headed out early AM tomorrow. They're all just worn away, brittle, and that is one that came out right there. I think I've got the technical know-how that I've got a decent shot at making this happen. So we'll see. One of the best things about learning to fix problems yourself is that next time you'll know exactly what to do. The question is whether or not I can reassemble what I disassembled correctly and get it working by tomorrow morning so we can head out of here into the Dry Tortugas. We have rebuilt the whole slave drive system for the Hynotic hydraulic control. I'm not a mechanic, but I think I did a pretty good job. Let's just see what happens. All right, okay, we can actually leave now. Let's get out of here. With tenders secured and our final safety checks complete, we're almost ready to leave. But before we set off, Brad and Mandy Parker from Restless Native Charters gave us a special gift for our journey ahead.
The company is Cena. We got it because we ride motorcycles and they sponsored us. So for helmet-to-helmet communications, or if you're Vince, the captain, who's just pondering how to put the Bible on a nano chip so you can only use it with your electron microscope that you just keep in your pocket because you always have electron microscopes around.
Clearly.
These are a little bit more environmentally sealed, Santa Marine, so you guys can talk to each other with these guys.
Something to know.
Thank you so
You will
much.
love it.
Well, I'm sitting here with my new friend Oscar Mateo with Marine Technologies. Selene is a unique boat. It's got a very complicated wiring system, and now you're pretty much just, Selene's in and out. What have we done? I mean, we've done a lot.
First install on the water lights, and we install a new speeder light in the top as well. From there we install the wind indicator on the top, install the depth finder and the temperature of the water sensor, and then we move in from all the AIS system. We install the Bitron inverter to get the power with the solar, with the battery charger, a complete new system. So we're ready now to go to the water.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot,
brother.
For sure.
You got it. To get the boat to the point that it is now, it's taken 6 months. It's been a absolutely enormous undertaking to take a boat that was already ocean ready and turn it into a world-class expedition yacht. We're like ready to be off the grid for months at a time. This boat is set up to cruise for another 20 years and off the grid and anywhere in the world. I may have gone a little overkill, but that was the plan. Yeah, bon voyage. And that's it. We leave the safety of Key West Harbor and set sail for the Dry Tortugas, the southernmost national park in the continental United States. 58 miles. We'll be there before sunset. A few hours later, Fort Jefferson appeared on the horizon. We found a quiet spot to drop the anchor for our first night at sea. The first step in the big journey, so it's pretty exciting. Let's pop that bottle of champagne. It wasn't long before we were joined by some huge ocean residents. They're the largest ones I've ever seen.
So what are they? They're fish?
They're called Goliath grouper. They used to be called Jewfish, but I don't know, I guess it became politically incorrect, so now they're Goliath grouper. Oh look. Oh my goodness! Ah! Dude, this is a once in a lifetime experience. Are you kidding me? To see Goliath grouper like this? Oh my goodness. Actually, give me the camera, I'll jump in.
Yeah?
And a diving mask, yeah. I'm in the belly of a giant Goliath grouper. These Goliath groupers can grow to over 8 feet in length and weigh more than 1,000 pounds. Thankfully, they're protected species. Despite their gentle and inquisitive nature, they were once heavily overfished, causing their populations to decline dramatically. Oh, I touched him! Oh my God! Seeing God's creations this close is truly an incredible experience. Every encounter strengthens my faith and reminds me of just how precious this life is. Holy shit, there he is. The next morning, we woke up early, took the tender out to see what we could find. How beautiful is this? We're 60 miles west of Key West in the middle of the ocean. It's absolutely phenomenal national park, the Dry Tortugas National Park. Gorgeous crystal clear waters and a beautiful lighthouse, one of the prettiest you'll see, and a fort built in 1846. Lots, they say hundreds if not thousands of shipwreck right here in the park. It's illegal to take booty. When I say booty, I mean coins, gold, silver, cannons, artifacts, just laying on the ocean floor everywhere around here. So let's go check out the lighthouse. Today, Loggerhead Key stands quietly. But when its lighthouse was built in 1859, people called this place home. They lived and worked in isolation, keeping the lighthouse burning to guide ships safely through these waters. You know what? I've got a great idea for a song. On the coast of somewhere beautiful, running with my heart. Beneath the waters of Loggerhead Key lies one of the oldest living ecosystems on the planet. These coral reefs have been growing for nearly 12,000 years, providing shelter to countless species of fish, turtles, and lobsters. They remain among the healthiest reefs in Florida. They're also a reminder of just how fragile the oceans have become. Just as we thought the day was coming to an end, we heard a distress call over the radio.
Jefferson Park Ranger, this is McGee. Do you read me? Over. Yep. You're loud and clear. I'm wrestling with an individual at the moment, and I will find my way to your dock so he can disembark on the northeastern tip.
Should I ask if I can pick one of them up, put them on the boat?
To your dock, and if we can have somebody there, this individual needs to get off the boat. Over.
Hey, sailing vessel coming in. Are you in any life-threatening situation? I'm in a tender very close to you.
I think it would be better for us if you could come pick me up.
Okay, and then I'll take you to the dock. How's that sound?
Sounds very good. Thank you.
Okay. Thankfully, by the time we arrived to help, the passenger had calmed down and our assistance was no longer needed.
I think you guys are going to be okay. I just wanted to double check. I'll see you at the dock.
Wow, it's great. There's nothing littering about throwing a coconut overboard. Finally, it's time to visit the famous Fort Jefferson, one of the most remarkable engineering achievements in American history. Built over 70 miles from the mainland, using more than 16 million bricks, it's a place surrounded by both history and legend.
It was a military fort originally. It was never completed. It was under construction for 30 years. It became obsolete before it was ever finished. President Lincoln decided that it was not humane to use capital punishment for deserters. They actually sent them down here for hard labor in prison. The truth of the matter is this fort never saw combat. So it was very much, it's intimidating. It's the most powerful fort ever built. But a lot of people wonder why it's here, and it's simply because not the shipping channels themselves, but because on either side are the only two safe water harbors in any distance, hundreds of miles.
Was there a lot of sickness here during the times we were building it?
There was a really bad yellow fever outbreak, and that was during the time that Dr. Samuel Mudd was here, after being convicted of being a conspirator in the assassination of Lincoln.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, wow. He was just saying that there is a huge system of cisterns underneath here that hold how many?
30 million gallons.
130 million gallons of water.
Wow.
That's impressive.
We call this place the Dry Tortugas for a reason. The island does not get much rain or fresh water.
It's hard to imagine life on this remote island being anything but difficult. Those who lived and worked here faced constant threats from disease, dehydration, and the ever-present possibility of attack.
This is called a hot shot furnace, and its purpose was to heat cannonballs. Best case scenario, you hit that ship's gunpowder magazine and blow the entire thing out of the water.
Not a single shot was ever fired from any of these cannons in anger. A lot of yellow fever, a lot of sickness, a lot of misery. Well, it's actually now the Fort of Beauty. Before it was the Fort of Misery. So look, Mexico, 345 miles away. That's where we're headed tonight. Before setting off to Mexico, I wanted to make one final check, inspecting the prop and the hull before our 500-mile journey ahead. Man, I tell you, Dry Tortuga was incredible. Oh, we saw sharks, we saw giant 600-pound groupers, we saw fort, we saw lighthouses, coral reefs teeming with fish. But show must go on. We are on our way across the Gulf of America, going past Cuba. A lot of marine traffic right now because of all the oil business going to Texas. So we won't be alone, but it is a big stretch, about 300 miles. It should take us 30 hours. Pray the good Lord gives us a safe passage and everything's ready to roll. So let's see what this adventure brings. I'm excited. Sailing across the ocean brings a sense of freedom that is difficult to describe. With nothing but water stretching to the horizon, the noise of everyday life begins to disappear. We spent some time fishing, hoping to catch some dinner, but the ocean had other plans. After several attempts, all we managed to pull in was seaweed. Still out there beneath the open sky, even that felt like part of the adventure. Out there, with nothing but the horizon in every direction, you realize just how small you are and just how incredible this planet really is. All right, well, good morning. It is our second day into our trip to Isla Mujeres, just right off the coast of Cancun. Yeah, this morning I saw 2 sperm whales, and then about an hour later I had one breach right on the port side of Kingdom. Yeah, well, speaking of Cuba, you can see the mountains right here, Cuba. Those are about 2,000 feet. Right now we're about 20 miles off the coast. We'll be arriving into Isla Mujeres tomorrow morning, God's will. And hopefully today we might catch some fish at some point. We lost one earlier. Anyway, that's update as of this point. It's going great. A lot of my friends ask me, aren't you worried about the weather? Do you have anything on board that's going to help you? What if a storm pops up and you guys get, get into a really bad situation? Well, fortunately, we've got so much weather tech on this boat. I don't think we're going to have any problems. Honestly, I could be a weatherman. One feature in Time Zero that I like that you don't get in these is the current, especially on this voyage that we're on. We crossed over to get out of that really strong current and then follow this blue. We actually got a little bit of a push. As you can see, the current is headed west, so it gave us a little bit of a push. That could mean the difference like 6 or 7 hours of getting there in the morning or getting there at night. It's not over yet, but here in the next couple hours we'll be seeing land, and that's pretty exciting. We have land in sight. Cancun is straight dead ahead, and Isla Mujeres is in between it. It's time to put up the quarantine flag that lets any Mexican official know that we have not cleared customs, and I'm the only one allowed off the boat until we do so. So let's go put this up. This is exciting. We just finished, I guess from Fort Lauderdale, a little over 500 nautical miles. So let's roll. After crossing 500 miles of open ocean, we finally arrived in Isla Mujeres, once a sacred place to the ancient Maya. This tiny Caribbean island has welcomed thousands of travelers for centuries. But just as we thought we had made it in with no problems at all, one of our fishing line spools slipped overboard and became tangled in the stern thruster. It turned into another valuable lesson and another excuse to put on the scuba gear. Well, we finally cleared customs, and man, what an ordeal that was. Everybody had their hand out. It's just noon, and we've been doing this since 8 o'clock this morning. Happy to finally put this pretty little flag up and go get some Mexican food. So we've arrived at Isla Mujeres. We're in the cute little town. I mean, straw markets everywhere. There's so many cute little stores and restaurants, but that's pretty much all there is here. There's beaches, beautiful beaches, There's a lot of tourists and there's a lot of shopping. Every year, hundreds of thousands of visitors flock to Isla Mujeres for its white sand beaches, turquoise waters, and lively atmosphere. But rather than follow the crowds, we hired a local guide to take us offshore in search of the ocean's true giants, the whale shark. We are with the Capitano, and he is looking out. He's looking right now for a whale shark. But yeah, this is super exciting. I've been diving my whole life. Never once have I seen a whale shark. This will be a bucket list item for sure if I can actually see one today. It wasn't until I found myself face to face with this whale shark that I truly appreciated its immense size. Although this one was still a juvenile, whale sharks can grow to more than 12 meters. That's 40 feet for us Americans, making them the largest fish on Earth. Despite their immense size, they're gentle giants, feeding almost entirely on tiny plankton and posing no threat to humans. Watching one glide effortlessly beneath the surface was one of those rare moments of my life. I will never forget it. Just swam with it alongside, couldn't help. I did touch its dorsal fin, but I gave it respect and space, and he reciprocated by swimming alongside me for a couple minutes. It was fantastic. We just left Isla Mujeres. If you're looking for a fun time and beautiful beaches, whale shark was amazing. Unfortunately, I have to get back to work for a minute, and I will be back though. And just so everyone knows, when I'm not on the boat, we do have a full-time captain and crew and stewardess lined up. If you're wanting to go down to Belize or spend a week on the reefs scuba diving, Kingdom will be for charter whenever I'm not on her, using her, and highly recommend it. It's actually a very sound, beautiful vessel. Well, that's it for this episode. If you've enjoyed, come along on the next journey, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next episode.